Hey friends, in today's video we are talking about vacation ready makeup. So I'm getting ready to head to Nassau, Costa Rica in just a couple of days. Actually, by the time this video goes live, we will be back home from our vacation. I'm super excited about this trip. Each of the girls is bringing their best friends, so it'll be a special fun trip and a very memorable one for them. But I wanted to kind of share some products that I'll be packing for vacation. Obviously, it depends on where you're going for vacation, depending on what kind of makeup you need and how much of it you need. I'm going to be heading to the beach, so my makeup will actually be pretty minimal, more minimal than this. But in this video, I kind of walk you through different options. So I kind of share with you a very minimal beach look, and then we work our way up to this for a night out for dinner. But all these products are really great for vacation. They're easy to apply. And like I said, pretty minimal, not a whole lot of steps involved. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we get into the video, I just wanted to pop in and let you know that this video is in partnership with Nordstrom. Nordstrom is one of my favorite retailers to shop, not only for beauty, makeup, hair care, skincare, all of those things, but also for home, clothing, shoes, kids, men's. It's one of my favorite retailers to shop because they have an amazing selection, but more so than that, their customer service is incredible and it's such an honor to partner with them. So everything in today's video you can pick up at Nordstrom.com or in store. Everything will be linked below. Let's get started. So we are starting bare face. I do have my skincare on, but I have not applied my tinted SPF. I actually wanted to recommend the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Natural Dewy. I think they make a similar product in a few different formulations. I know there's an oil-free one. There might be another. This is the Natural Dewy Tinted Moisturizer, and I really love this product. It has an SPF of 30. It actually gives pretty good coverage for being a tinted moisturizer, and what I also love about it is it actually is a moisturizer, and it feels like a moisturizer. I've talked about this before, but whenever I try like tinted moisturizers, I'm usually left disappointed because like there's no coverage from it. It's tinted, but barely. It's almost pretty much transparent. Or it has good coverage, but it doesn't feel like it has enough hydration to work as my moisturizer. This feels like a moisturizer. So I may even use this as my moisturizer for the week, making it one less thing that I have to pack. And I have the shade 2C Oak. Now, when I first apply it on the skin, it looks a little light, and actually it is a little light for me today. I spent some time out on the lake yesterday, so I am more tan than I normally am because I'm applying this right now. I'm like, why does this look so light? It's always been a really good color for me, but I might need to go grab a summer color. This product is so beautiful. I apply it underneath the eyes. It's going to even out the skin tone, give a little bit of coverage, but still be very, very natural looking. And it does give a dewy glow to the skin, but it doesn't feel greasy or too heavy or too shiny for me. And I just apply it with my fingers. And I really, really work it in. There we go. Perfect. So I have a nice sheer little layer on the skin. Okay, so we are going to be applying the Jane Iredale Pure Pressed Mineral Base Foundation on top of this. It's a powder foundation, but I'm going to give this product some time to really sit on the skin and kind of absorb. I don't want to go in when it's still wet and apply the Jane Iredale powder. It's just going to apply more beautifully if I allow it some time to set. Also, I don't want to get my powder wet from this product. So we're going to allow it some time to sit. While we're waiting, we're going to apply concealer. So I'm going to be using the Hourglass concealer. This is the shade Drift 3.8. I actually just bought this. I had purchased this before, but I had a shade that I felt was a little too light. I could wear it and it looked okay, but I wanted something a little bit more peachy, so I went and picked this one up. And the reason I like this concealer is because it looks really natural on the skin. It gives great coverage and it's very long wearing. So depending on where you're going for vacation, we're going to be going to a humid, hot climate. And I just want something that's going to stay on the skin and last all day. But I also don't want it to look and feel heavy, right? I don't want to look like I have a ton of products on my skin when I'm at the beach. And I'm just really pressing this and working this into the skin. Pressing, pressing, pressing. I'm going to go and blend it most of the way, but not completely. Go to the other side. I think there will be some days where this is all that I wear, the tinted moisturizer and a little bit of concealer, even probably less than I just applied. But I am gonna bring my Jane Iredale Pure Pressed Foundation because one, it's just so easy to apply. It's good for your skin. So I'm not worried about it like clogging pores, or I'm not worried about sweating in it. And it has an additional SPF, an SPF of 20 in it. So, never hurts to apply a little bit additional SPF on top of your SPF. The skin looks good. We're going to go back and blend this side out completely. When I'm doing my concealer, I really like to take the time to really, really like push the product into the skin, work it. I'll even come and like dry clean my brush in between blending just to remove any excess. Look up and bounce it underneath the eye. That way you're pulling off and removing any excess product. So the Tinted Moisturizer feels a little bit more natural. It doesn't feel as wet on the skin. So I'm going to go in with the Jane Iredale Pure Pressed Mineral Foundation. This is my go-to foundation for vacations. It's kind of my go-to foundation for all purposes, but especially on vacation. I kind of like to keep my makeup pretty light, to be honest. I imagine myself most of the time at the beach, not wearing much, putting on some eyebrows maybe and a little bit of bronzer and a sheer lip balm, and that kind of being it. What I love about this foundation, you guys have heard this a ton. I will try not to harp too long, but if you're newer to my channel, I love this because it's so easy to apply. I mean, it really is so easy to apply. It's a powder foundation, but it is unlike any other powder foundation I have used. It's a mineral foundation, so the minerals actually reflect light, giving a little bit more of a natural skin-like finish versus a flat, powdered, heavy finish. The ingredients in Jane Iredale's products are just so good for your skin. You don't have to worry about the ingredients. You don't have to worry about them clogging the pores or making you break out if you have sensitive skin. Now I'm using a large fluffy powder brush to apply this. It's really large and fluffy. So the reason I'm doing that versus a smaller dense brush is because I don't want to apply a lot of this. I want to just apply a nice light layer. And really the purpose for me in applying this is to get a little bit of extra coverage, but really just kind of to set that tinted moisturizer so it's not so dewy and glowy. So that's all we're gonna do there. Let's go ahead and go in with brows. For brows, I do always pack my 2 brow products when I travel. Today I'm using the Benefit Precisely Brow Pencil, shade 3.5, and then I'm going in with the Grande Cosmetics Brow Gel. So first let's go in and shape the brows. Now, of course, it depends on where you're traveling for vacation. That'll depend on the makeup that you're packing. We are going to be headed to the beach, Costa Rica. And, you know, our days are pretty much going to look like ATVing, walking around the little town of Mascara, you know, hanging out on the beach. We might do some fishing, but, you know, basically I'm not going to really have a need to really put a lot of makeup on every day. We will be going out to dinners, but that town is really casual. And even if I like kind of dress up, it's going to be very casual, very natural makeup. So I'm going to try not to pack a ton of makeup. I don't need it. And anytime that I have packed a lot of makeup, because I have that thought like, oh, well, maybe we'll want to go out one night to a nice dinner. The truth is that there are nice dinners, but nothing's fancy, you know, and anytime I pack a lot of makeup or a lot of options, I never use it. It's just kind of wasted space in my makeup bag. So I am going to challenge myself to pack very light this time, not only with my makeup, but with my clothes. We are staying in an Airbnb. They have a washer dryer, so I don't even need to pack, you know, 7 days worth of clothes. I'm just going to stick to maybe a couple pairs of shorts, a few tops, 2 swimsuits, and maybe a summer dress or 2. There we go. Okay, so the brows have some shape. I tried to keep them shaped pretty light, pretty natural. I didn't want to go in too heavy with the brows. If you ever feel like you go a little too heavy or strong with the brow, you can always take the spoolie on the back of your brow pencil and just kind of run it over. It's going to soften it slightly. So that's one little idea. You can also take your powder foundation, or you can take a loose powder and lightly dust over it and then brush through it, and that will kind of lightly soften the brow. Then I'm going to go in with the Grande Cosmetics Brow Gel, and I have this shade Light. I really like this brow gel. It's not necessarily a real volumizing brow gel, but I like it. I like the color of this. It gives a little volume. It does a nice job of giving a little soft hold. It's not the most like strong hold brow gel, but it's nice and natural. I think that's why I like it. It's nice and natural. It just fills in, tints the brows. I believe it also has ingredients to help support the health of your brows, maybe the growth of your brows, but I like it. It's a very nice light product, so it's good for the beach because it's not heavy. Okay, for bronzer, I'm gonna go in with the YSL Powder Bronzer. I love this. It's a powder bronzer. It's a really pretty soft, golden, warm shade. I'm gonna use the same brush that I used for my powder foundation, and we are just going to swirl it into the pan and kind of just press it onto the skin. I want the skin to look sun-kissed, but I don't want it to look really defined or really harsh. So really lightly apply. Do you see how little product this brush picks up? It's intentionally designed that way. So you want to use a big fluffy brush. It's also nice when you're using a big powder brush because it's hard to make any mistakes. Obviously, since it's larger, you're going to apply it in a larger part of the face. But it's applying so light and sheer that if you do kind of over apply, it's really easy just to like blend it out, shear it out, and it just looks natural. And I'm gonna sweep a little bit onto the temples and kind of run it into the hair. So as you can see, I'm kind of applying it all over, trying to avoid under the eyes. I still want to keep this part of the face light. Now we just have a really soft, sun-kissed look. We don't have strong bronzer, we don't have strong contour, but we have a nice overall bronze look. We have some dimension to the face, but it's very soft and natural. Also, I chose to use a powder instead of a cream simply because I'm going to be in a humid climate and I want to keep things kind of powdered and lighter on the skin. For blush, I actually chose a liquid blush, and the reason I chose this one from Armani is because this has incredible staying power. This is the Luminous Silk Cheek Tint. This is the shade 62. Only a tiny bit of this is all I need. I debated going between a powder blush or a blush like this, but ultimately I love this one because I can use this on top of powder like I have, or I can just apply it when I decide to skip the Jane Iredale and I'm just wearing my tinted SPF. I can apply it on the skin. I can apply it on bare skin. It blends out really beautifully and has exceptional staying power. So you just have to be careful not to apply too much, especially, you know, when I want a really natural look. I'm just gonna apply about that much on the back of my hand. And I'm gonna go in with a little fluffy angled blush brush. I'm gonna really work it into the brush, really work it in. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm really working, pre-blending it. So that way when I go to the skin, I don't apply too much. And I'm actually gonna tap right here and then I'm gonna tap on the other side too, and go back and forth, just to make sure that I don't over apply on any one side. I really wanna keep the blush just light and sheer. Oh, this is so pretty. This color is so beautiful on the skin. Kind of reminds me of my Jane Iredale Balmy. Honestly, when I blend it out, it gives you that warm pink look. In the container, it looks a little more cool pink, but on the skin, especially mixed with that warm bronzer, looks a little more warm. Oh, so good. So, so good. This is gonna stay all day, you guys. Okay, so let's talk about eye makeup. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. When I go to the beach, Costa Rica, any place that's beachy, I do not wear a lot of eye makeup. I will skip mascara a lot of days, to be honest. This will kind of be my look. I might pop on a little tinted lip balm and be good to go. But I did want to recommend a couple of eye products in case you want to have the option to wear a little bit more makeup, or of course, if you're not going to the beach and you want to have some eye makeup. There's two products that I highly recommend for vacation makeup because they are one and done products. They are so easy to apply and they're both very long wearing. So first, let's talk about Cream Shadow Stick. This is the Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Shadow Stick. This is the shade Taupe. I love this shade. I wear this all the time. Usually what I will do is I will apply a little dark brown liner first, and then I will apply this on top and smudge it out to give a more soft look. This is what the shade looks like. Just a nice cream. There's no shimmer to it. Kind of cool tone neutral. It's really beautiful. So I love this one. If you want something a little bit more glam for like a night out, for dinner, or just if you just want a little bit more glam on the eyes, I love this eye tint from Armani. It's the shade 68. It's like a really beautiful bronze shade. Look at this. This is so pretty. It is so beautiful. What should we do today? I think we'll do this one just for fun. Isn't that pretty? So I'm gonna kind of move my hand back and forth so you can see. So you can see right there when the light's not super reflective on it, the richness of that color. Then when the light hits it, you can see how lighter, a little bit more like foiled it looks. You can sheer this out if you want a more sheer look, or you can build it up if you want it to be more opaque. But to be quite honest, what I'm probably gonna do most days is I'm gonna take my bronzer and I'm just gonna fluff it on top of my lid and be good to go. I might even skip mascara, to be completely honest. But let's apply all these products because I did wanna kind of show you guys a full look of recommended vacation makeup products. So let's go in with the Armani eye tint because I feel like I've been showing a lot of this product lately on all the other platforms that I'm on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply a light little layer of this on my eyelid. And I'm gonna actually do one eye at a time. I'm gonna go in with a fluffy crease brush and I'm just gonna kind of start to shear it out and blend it out into the crease. Now the reason I like to do one eye at a time is because these products, once they dry and set, you're gonna have a really hard time blending them or shearing them out. So you really want to work while they are still wet, okay? You don't want to like do this and then go to the other eye and apply it and then you come back to blend this out and it's all dried and you can't blend it and you're left with a harsh application. You can even use your finger if you want to blend it out. If you really want to shear it out and have just this sheer wash of shimmer, just keep running your finger over it and your finger's going to pull off the excess and then you'll be left with a more sheer application. But I'm going to leave it right there because I just think that's so pretty. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that beautiful? Like, let's go into the other eye. This is a really stunning color. It's so, so pretty. I like it because it's bronze, but it's not too coppery. It's not too silvery. It's just a really kind of neutral bronze. It's so beautiful. You want the eyes to match. So if you have one eye that's a little bit heavier than the other, make sure you either go and add to the other or you take your finger and kind of work some of that product off and shear it out. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. You could honestly do the entire eye with your finger, but it's a little harder to control. Oh, that's so good. Perfect. I think we are about even. Actually, I think this one has a little more. So let's go and let's even ourselves out. I'm actually gonna put it on the back of my hand just to really make sure I don't over apply. apply it. I'm going with the brush. And then we're gonna go right back here and apply a little bit more. There we go. Oh, so, so good. And we're gonna leave it that. I'm not even gonna apply liner today, you guys. I want it to be really just minimal. The liner that I recommend though is from Wonderskin 1440 Longwear Eyeliner, but I have the shade Kalamata. There's several liners that I love. I grabbed this one because I say it's a new brand. I don't think I've talked about it much, but I've had these liners for probably 6 months or longer. And these are so nice, you guys. They are so silky and so creamy and so pigmented. They're also very easy to blend out and kind of smoke out when you work with it before it sets. But once it sets, it really does stay in place really nicely. So these are great if you want a good vacation eyeliner. I also love the Trish McEvoy gel liners. Those are fantastic too. Really great. Okay, but we are going to skip liner and let's go in with mascara. I'm packing my little Clinique High Impact Mascara. I have a little travel size that I love. I love this mascara. It's lengthening, it's volumizing, and it's just a really beautiful mascara. I'm going to start at the base, just kind of wiggle and work the product into the lashes. Now, if you think you're going to be in the water a lot, obviously you're going to look for water resistant or waterproof mascara. I'm not sure if they have a version of waterproof in this formula. I don't really get my head in the water too much, if I'm being honest. I just need a good mascara that's not going to smudge or flake, and this is a great one for that. So the area of Costa Rica we like to visit is called Mascara, and it's a special little town. We discovered it back in, I think it was 2020 or 2021, and there was a period of time, there was one year where we went to Mascara 5 times. We spent a total of like 2 months out of the year there. Just so lovely. What I love about Mascara is the people there are wonderful. It's safe. It's touristy, but it's not. You know, you're not going to walk around and see these big chain hotels, but everyone in the little town of Mascara, the part that we stay, you know, a lot of people are from Canada, United States. So they're all kind of people that are either visiting there or they've relocated there. But again, it's just very charming, and you really get an appreciation for the culture in Costa Rica. And I love that you can just get a cute little Airbnb and walk around the town. You can walk to get coffee, walk to get dinner, walk to the beach. It's all very walkable, and I always feel very safe there. So I recommend checking it out if you have not. So I just build it up to where I have good length and good volume, but I don't want it to be too heavy. I'm going to apply a tiny bit on the lower lashes, but I'm going to skip liner and any other makeup on the lower lash line. Now let's talk about lips. So for lips, I am packing the Wonderskin lip liner in the shade Rosewood. This is the 360 contour lip liner. Just like the eyeliners, they are so soft, silky, creamy, great long-wearing lip liners. And then I'm sure I'm going to bring mini lip products. I did throw this one in my bag for this video. This is the YSL Candy Glaze Lipstick, and I have the shade 04. My favorite shade is 13. You guys probably know that. I'm actually out of it. I need to pick up another one, but 04 is another really good neutral. What I love about this lipstick is that it's glossy, it's hydrating, and you can build it to be really sheer or build it up if you want more color. It's kind of like a low maintenance lipstick, which I like. Oh, I love this liner. The formula is so good, and I love the color of it too. It's just the perfect pink. This is very long wearing. The lipstick is not very long wearing, so by filling the lip in, when that lipstick fades, I'll have a little color on the lips and I won't just see this harsh liner on my lips. And let's go in with the lipstick. Now I kind of just like to blot this on the lips. It's very soft. If you apply too much pressure and you go back and forth, you'll end up with like chunks on the lip, so you don't need to do that. It's very soft, and if you just kind of tap it on the lips, you'll get the product to apply. So the final look is done. This is definitely the most glam that I will be on vacation. Like I said, for the daytime, my makeup is going to be very minimal. I'm looking at the skin, and I feel the need to actually kind of set with a little bit of powder. I'm going to go in with the translucent powder. This is from YSL. This is the All Hours powder. But if you really like a dewy, kind of radiant finish, then there's really no need to. And I'll probably pack a little mini loose powder. I have the Givenchy mini loose powder. I'll probably take that one with me. I don't think I'm gonna pack a large loose powder in my bag. Perfect. I'm just gonna sweep a little bit of this under the eyes, around the mouth. Well, you guys, this actually ended up being a little bit more glam than I expected it to be, but I'm glad I showed you some options. So if you wanna have a glam look for vacation, this is the go-to look. I mean, it's just perfect. It's simple. It's actually pretty simple and very minimal. Again, like I said, for daytime, I'm gonna probably pair out off the eyeshadow, maybe even the mascara, and I will probably go with the tinted lip balm on my lips. Or what I'll probably do is just wear the lipstick alone without the liner for just a softer, more sheer look. But I do love the way this looks. This is perfect for a night out for dinner. So what do you guys think of this look? Drop any questions or comments that you have down below in the comment section. I'm gonna have all these products that I use listed and linked in the description box. Thank you so much for watching this video. By the time this video goes up, I will be back from vacation and able to share more about our trip. But I'm so excited. It has been a little over 2 years since we've been to Nassau. And like I said, Nassau is our special family place. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.